How are we gonna get down, Butthead?
Get down.
Yeah, boy.
I will be opening today's video with a question. If your good buddy came up to you and said, "Well, hello there, my inseparable best friend of 10 years. Would you like to join me in climbing a 2,000-foot tall, rusty-ass decommissioned television tower out in the middle of the godforsaken desert?" What would you say in response? If you say yes, then you're likely a main character in the 2022 movie Fall, a movie that came about when the filmmakers who made 47 Meters Down said to each other, "Let's do that exact same movie again, but have it take place in the opposite direction." Although not the biggest hit in the universe, the movie was fairly well received from those who saw it, and I'm not going to be as much of an asshole to say that I don't see why. Despite not specifically being a horror movie per se, the film did a better job of unsettling me than pretty much any other horror flick I've seen since 13-year-old me started up The Grudge for the first time. I wouldn't say that I have a fear of heights specifically, but unless a guy has a couple of those survival receptors shut off, I don't really see how this concept couldn't be absolutely horrifying to someone. I don't have arachnophobia, but if you throw me into a pit of black widows, I'm gonna be having a bad time. But who knows, maybe I do have some unresolved phobias buried in the old mind here, because despite the fact that the movie's cinematography is pretty much just the camera pointing down, it is the only imagery I have ever seen in a film that has made me physically uncomfortable. And that brings us to the reason on why this cinematography is here in the first place, which in turn leads us to the reason why these two women are up here. Now, I have heard whisperings in the wind that these two women were actually incredibly intelligent in their choices and how they handled the situation that they were presented with. And to that I say, nuh-uh. Dear viewer, I present to you Fall. Shall we? You ready for the best movie ever, Tom? Like always?
Ready.
Oh, you always pick the best.
I do. Especially when VLC randomly stops playing for no reason. It's
Yeah, I
okay,
like a still image of clouds.
yeah, that's how I know. That's how I know that even VLC player is like, oh yeah, you got a good one here. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, we got a real treat for you today, boys.
Yep, there it goes. It fixed itself. Okay.
Oh, all right.
Switch
Oh,
to
what?
sometimes
That's
if
a
you'd like.
BuzzFeed
What?
Studios? Gross.
Ugh. Brother, what's
What
that?
the- What's that, brother?
We open the movie with the introduction of our main characters, Becky, Hunter, and Dan. Now, if you've seen any of the trailers for this movie, or for that matter, any of the clips that I've shown so far, I don't think it's necessary to inform you that Dan will not be joining us on the trip up to Death Tower today. And that is because, despite being someone who has made it their hobby, Dan doesn't actually know how climbing works. Sorry, I'm getting a bit ahead of myself. That's
You-
probably
you-
secure.
You don't even know the half of it, man.
I put it in a hole in the rock. And I'm wearing sneakers.
Yeah.
I'm actually surprised they didn't put her in high heels.
Before we get to the logistics, we should probably make sure we cram in some character building. Well, hello there, my dear wife of many years. You need not be randomly scared of climbing despite that this is established to be your main hobby. Why, look at all these other things you've done that are way scarier than this after all. Minor amendments to the actual lines, but that about covers all of it. Also, as we find out, he couldn't say I love you for some stupid reason. So instead, he would just tap out 1, 4, and 3 for Becky. Get it? Because, see the amount of letters in each word? Isn't that just adorable? We're really competing with Julia and Holt here for the most romantic couple in all of cinema.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, how does 143 mean I love you?
It was the
Shut up.
It was shown in the.
It's so fucking dumb.
Well, no. It's I is 1, love is 4, you is 3.
What
'cause,
did?
like,
So what?
numbers.
So Dan communicated "I love you" in fucking Morse code.
Yes.
Apparently.
The plot needed to happen, that's why.
Unironically, yes.
And then we have Hunter and her invaluable input. I am the quippy best friend character who your husband is definitely not cheating on you with. Oh yeah, spoilers by the way. Not that it's that big of one. The freight train of subtlety runs through this movie like a charging herd of meth-addicted elephants. Anyway, Becky and Dan love each other very much, as you can see, which makes it all the more tragic when he decides to shove his face into a bird's nest and get jump scared by one. Oh my!
You like?
Oh shit! Oh, ow!
They were
Oh, that's
almost
bad.
eight.
Okay. So what you need to do?
It's panic.
Have you seen the meme? It's like, panic. Let your mind race. Do not pay attention to detail.
Yeah.
Why are you flailing?
So now Dan finds himself in quite the pickle, now hanging off of the mountain, held only by a single rope. And unfortunately, he can't quite reach the rock, so a plan of action needs to take place.
I have to cut the rope. I have to cut the rope. It's the only way to save you.
Yeah.
No, you're not.
Why? What are you gonna do?
Yeah, what the fuck are you gonna do? You don't have anything. You're gonna be nothing but a hindrance and you're gonna die.
And so, ever calm in the face of danger, he tells Becky to unclip the safety equipment.
You need to flail around more.
No, like one of the first things when you experience a fall when rock climbing. What?
Is it
No.
What?
Yeah.
Did she
Unstrap
seriously-
the rope. That'll save me.
Oh, that's CGI.
Yeah, she just unstrapped her safety equipment. What is going on?
Now, I know what you're thinking. Because believe it or not, I'm also thinking it. That's a bad idea, but don't worry, it becomes an even worse idea when you realize how they've set this up. Now, for the climbing layman, these three are using a technique called simul climbing. This method involves the climbers moving together with the rope connecting them. As they climb, they place gear into cracks in the rock to create protection points. The rope is clipped into these pieces of gear, and if a climber falls, it catches them. Connecting the rope between the other climbers is also an extra layer of safety on top of these protection points, both of which act together to stop the climber who fell, as well as preventing the other from falling as well. It's worth noting that they're already doing this wrong, because as I said, the whole point of the rope connecting them is meant to be an extra layer of safety. If one of the climbers were to lose their grip, the other is supposed to self-arrest in order to fortify their position in preparation for catching the plummeting 190 plus pounds of mass, meaning that only one person is supposed to move at any given time, while the other holds their position until the next protection point is deployed. Becky and Dan here are both climbing at the exact same time like a couple of goons, while the rope connecting them is acting as nothing more than a potential
unalive
pact. Regardless, it doesn't take much thought to realize that simul climbing is the more dangerous version of traditional mountain climbing. At this point, you're more or less just one layer away from those psychopaths that just free climb with no equipment. And if you find yourself in a situation where you've fallen and are currently being held by the safety equipment above a 7-story drop, one of the last things you want to say to your climbing partner is, "Hey, go ahead and unclip that!"
Why the fuck would you remove the safety?
man,
That's a good question.
No, because what happened was he said, unhook the safety gear. It'll allow me to swing back to the rock.
Yeah.
And then she unhooked it and he died. He's like, oh wow, I didn't see that coming.
Yeah, seasoned rock climbers.
Yeah, very, very experienced seasoned rock climbers.
Very good at survival. Yeah.
Also, I'd like to point out, all of the equipment I mentioned is being used here. However, you're supposed to have a little more than that. These people actually just hooked a rope to each other and then randomly stabbed the rock with a hook every now and then. There's more stuff you need aside from that. Namely a belay device. You know, that thing you have on the rope that you can use to control the rope? Yeah, that one's kind of important. Dan's out here looping his rope through a harness before tying it off on his wife and calling it good. Also, none of you are wearing helmets. Should be ashamed of yourselves. What if a rock fell on your head? But yeah, anyway, surprise, surprise, unhooking the safety equipment was a bad idea, and Dan horrifically falls to his death. Backstory complete. Now we can get on to the main meat of this now.
That's
Okay,
all the
so
rope they
there
had.
goes
That's all
the
the
guy.
rope they had.
That's all the rope they had.
Not Dan.
Yeah. They only had 10 feet of rope.
Fall. The movie's describing what happened to Dan. he fell.
Becky didn't take this well, unsurprisingly.
That was 2 days from retirement.
Do more of that, that'll help.
Wait,
That
he's
one.
called.
This is healthy.
Wait, I like the idea she's calling it. What if it was answered like, hello?
No, it answers and he picks up, he just goes, ah!
And thus, the next 51 weeks of her life were turned to alcoholism and isolating herself from her dad, Jeffrey Dean Morgan.
That's funny because the events of this movie is only there. It's only gonna make her trauma like 10 times
fuck
worse.
yeah. I never should have. I never should have. I never should have. I never should.
The sequel is her just fucking crying in a shower for 90 minutes.
I think this is getting a little bit ridiculous.
Ridiculous? You told me I shouldn't be so broken up about him because he was an asshole.
Yeah, look at that. I wonder if that's going to come back at all. I couldn't say. I am but a humble observer of the unfolding events. Dude certainly didn't know the purpose of a climbing rope, but who am I to apply that as a judgment against his character? Aside from the point, though, Becky is pushing Jeffrey Dean Morgan away, and so in an attempt to finally reach her, he sees if Hunter will get back in touch with her to try and help her move on. Hunter begins giving Becky the pitch of climbing something called the B67 TV tower. Apparently, it is but a 6-hour drive away, and it will be an appropriate location to spread Dan's ashes that Becky is still holding on to.
All that.
They turn into robbers. They go and rob a bank, and it's like, oh wow, this movie didn't take the direction I thought it was going to.
Yeah.
Actually, I would like that better.
Well, you talked over the best line.
Oh, did I? Hang
Yeah.
on, hang on.
It's gotta rewind.
Again,
now.
Dan,
Shammy's here to keep us in line.
Look, the only thing that drives me crazier than Dan's boxed ashes collecting dust in there.
Yeah, the ashes are collecting dust.
The ashes
Dan.
are collecting dust.
She didn't.
I'm sure the righteous room is very proud at that moment.
Yeah, she just didn't think that line through very hard.
Yeah.
I mean, I thought
Like, how does that work?
I thought what a box of ashes was.
Yeah, what else is it supposed to do?
You gotta-
Oh man, I've got this urn. It's just
Damn
up
it.
there, not doing anything. I really should use it more. Like, what?
I mean, that's why.
God damn
To be fair, that's why people, when they take other people's ashes, they put them in more practical use. Like they form them into diamonds and put them onto armor, or they put them on knife handles, and they're like, all right, this is for you, Dan. It's like I can hear you screaming.
God damn it, Emily. God damn it, Emily. You got a box of dust collecting ashes over there.
No, guys.
Becky obviously resists the idea at first, as she hasn't done any climbing since the accident, but since we still have like an hour and a half left in this movie, I'm sure you can imagine that isn't going to last very long.
Of a cell phone tower? Is that a tower?
Yes.
No, it's a house.
You wanna
It's a very high
tower.
chimney.
Yes. Now, I won't be going too far into the psychological aspect of this, but at the same time, Hunter, you think maybe there should be a couple baby steps before we get to this point? Perhaps say, hey, Becky, let's go on a nice, safe hike on a pre-made trail out in the mountains. Maybe if we're feeling particularly spicy, hey, Becky, let's go climb this thing that other people regularly climb. So there's a known route and established safety precautions. The only way that you could have pitched something worse here is if you would have just straight up said, hey, Becky, let's go skydiving.
But if you don't confront your fears, you are always going to be afraid.
Fear is there for a reason, Hunter. There is definitely a purpose for being afraid of certain things. If Grug the caveman decided he was going to go poke a saber-toothed tiger with a tree branch so that he could confront his fears of it, then Grug the caveman would die. And then where would we be? You certainly wouldn't be here telling Becky to climb a 2,000-foot decommissioned television tower, that's for sure. Oh yeah, did I mention that part yet? Yeah, this thing apparently hasn't even been maintained in who knows how long, and it's even about to be torn down as we hear from Hunter later on. So, just add on a little bit more to how amazing of an idea this is.
If you're scared of dying, don't be afraid to live. That's what Dan used to say.
Yes, Becky, but I reiterate, poking the tiger is not living.
Let's do it. Let's climb your stupid tower.
Let's do it, Hunter. Let's headbutt a gorilla and see what happens. If you're scared of dying, don't be afraid to live, after all. There's a Beavis and Butthead episode that basically has this exact same plot, by the way. The only difference is instead of a dead husband, their motivation is throwing a bull off of a roof. Other than that, the plot details are more or less identical. Take that information as you will.
I don't understand why she wants to release the ashes up there anyways. Was Dan really into Apple
TV towers?
That's his favorite tower.
I've been drinking.
If I ever fall off of a cliff, babe, I hope that you'll spread my ashes over a TV tower.
Yeah, it's fucking wild.
But I present to you this question, dear viewer. Do you suppose that they told anybody that they were getting ready to climb this thing? Moreover than that, do you think that Hunter has even gone to this location before so that she can know what she's getting into? The two main things they say you should do before you attempt any kind of extreme activity like this. Fear not, because I can tell you right now that the answer is no. Nobody knows what they're doing or where they are. Hunter's recording this for her YouTube channel, but that's basically it.
Don't worry, Becky, because you are safe. Look out! Holy shit! Woo! 8 more lives, baby!
You almost died. That was awesome.
The person that wrote this doesn't understand the internet, isn't it?
Yeah, right.
I don't understand people.
I'm
subscribing right now because you almost died.
Everyone's like, they love the extreme. It's so cool. It's a bit more nuanced than that, you dumb fuck. But okay.
Why? Will, this is the 3rd or 4th movie that we've watched with these sneaky ass semi trucks that don't make any noise until they're right up on you. What the fuck?
That's enough live streaming.
It's fucking retarded.
Speaking of, before we get too far ahead of ourselves, it might be worth taking a brief look at the diner scene. Though it may seem unrelated now, I can assure you that it is important for later.
She's gonna be a YouTuber, guys.
That's a YouTuber.
That's born clickbait.
Now, see, this goes to prove my theory. Why would they immediately try to remove all sympathy for us if they weren't going to kill her? You know what I mean?
Hashtag super badass.
Is that something she said? I wasn't
Yeah. She said hashtag super badass.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
She's an influencer. That's how they talk.
That's how they talk.
Yeah, these are slang terms for the young kids.
we are hip.
Yeah. Because as the duo are discussing their plans, Becky calls to a waitress to ask if she can charge her phone. The waitress says no, as power ain't free. I know. Bear with me here. Hunter's solution to this is to stick the phone charger into a light socket.
Voila, I start a fire.
Foreshadowing complete. We can move on now.
And do you know where the B67 TV tower is? We can't find it on a map.
Folks around here don't go to that tower.
They say it's hot. Blackbeard.
Y'all don't want to go up there now.
Some say it was cursed by a wizard. Dark spirits roam. This? Oh yeah, look.
Oh yeah, this is important, Dan.
Better take us a light bulb. Oh, that's a great way to die.
Ah, shit. No, sorry.
I love how it's just oh my god, electricity charges the phone.
She had that look on her face because she couldn't believe how incredibly stupid her friend was to think that would work. Are you that stupid?
It's why don't we just plug it in? It's no, but look how cool this is.
Yeah, like the lamp is plugged into an outlet. You guys realize that, right?
Yeah. No,
you didn't
it's a
have
life
to take
hack.
the light bulb out. You could have just unplugged
No, it's a
the
life
lamp.
hack, Dan. It's in case you have a lamp that's not plugged into an outlet, so you plug your charger into the lamp.
Yeah. I forgot about.
Dan, they're also.
I forgot about all those cordless lamps.
Yeah, cordless lamp.
Yeah, they're also staying in a motel, so they could charge their phones in the motel.
No,
Yeah, but what if the motel? What if the motel does not have lamps or outlets?
Yeah.
Yeah. You think of that?
Come on, you gotta think outside the box. Oh my God. Sometimes, never mind. I'll refrain.
So I'm just saying that dream would have been better if he would have fallen off of the bed.
Yeah. No, here's the thing, right? Unironically, though, I know, Dad, I know you're memeing, but like, unironically, if he had fallen off the bed and then he was just gone, that would be better than just random blood that wasn't there during the fall.
Yeah.
Like, actually, would have been
That's scary.
As they're heading to the tower, they encounter a gate, meaning that they're going to have to walk the remaining distance to the tower, which Hunter notes is probably about 2 miles.
Follow the light.
Make sure you avoid the Roman spirits around the tower.
It says danger of gas.
Some say there's a madman up there.
Legend tells of a madman that walks about the tower.
Someone
with
might
a hook for a
tell you
hand.
it's me because it looks like me, but it's totally not me.
With a hook for a foot and
yes, and a peg leg for a hand.
Jennifer Crawford's face for a hand. Like, ah!
So right there, that's going to put a bit of a dent in their water supply that wasn't previously expected. That's okay, though. Water isn't something you need to worry too much about. You know, out in the desert. It'll be fine. Hunter's singular water bottle should get them through the trip.
Reject it, you know?
It's very intelligent of these two to only bring one water bottle to share between them. Very seasoned, very seasoned survivalist climbers here.
Realistically, they should each have a backpack with
Exactly. Yeah, they
water
should each have a small backpack at
granola
least.
bars.
Yeah. It's like this blonde girl's the only one with a backpack, and they have to share one water bottle.
Yeah, in the Mojave Desert, one water bottle.
Right.
Like,
Yeah. While they're climbing like 2,000 feet.
And they had to walk like 1 or 2 miles to get here to begin with. So like.
Yeah. And the heat as well. Like you don't even have to do any like kind of physical activity. It'll just make you sweat.
Yeah.
So that'll make you more thirsty. Yeah, but they're very intelligent. They're very resilient, intelligent.
Yeah. Well, they're really making some progress there. They're
Don't you love the ominous music as it pans out? It's very scary.
Yeah. It's scary because these people are stupid.
Yeah. It's only scary if you climb this tower. It's not scary in any other context.
The music is basically saying, it's like, look at what these idiots are doing.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Can you believe it?
Sure is a good thing that they're just going to climb up there, spread Dan's ashes, and then immediately climb back down with no unexpected circumstances taking place whatsoever. Which brings me to the safety precautions that our fair adventurers have decided to take part in. Surely after the accident that happened on their last climb, they'll be taking a bit more precautions, even though they're just climbing a ladder, but still. Let's take a look at what we got here.
They're not going to tie themselves to the tower like as they're climbing up. They're just going to tie them to each other. So if one of them falls and dies, yeah. So if one of them falls and dies, they both fall and die.
The other person falls with them. Great.
Yeah.
Just as God intended.
I guess it's accurate for Emily at least. She's out of practice for a year, but I don't think.
According to Kaiku,
they are both.
Tom, why do you keep calling her Emily?
Yeah, why?
I don't know. That's the name. I'm just defaulting to that because I don't know what her name is.
That's her name now.
That's her name now.
Food?
Nah, I'll be back in time before lunch.
You're not bringing any food either, huh? Well, given the rest of the precautions you've taken, I'm ultimately unsurprised. What did you bring in that one backpack, by the way? Because, you know, Becky's not bringing one for some reason. We're relying entirely on Hunter to carry all of the supplies. 1 water bottle, as we established, a drone, makeup, the receipt from last night's dinner, and a thing of lip balm. Fantastic. Let's climb this thing.
And they are not wearing gloves.
Nope.
They have no hats to shield them from the sun.
They aren't even wearing sunglasses.
Yeah, surely the metal would be already so hot by now.
Look, Becky is wearing her gym yoga pants, okay? She's all set.
Because I imagine it's about to get real, false tension.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I almost slipped there. Like, we don't have
Probably.
fucking an hour left in this movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I can't do it.
I don't know, Butthead. I'm kind of afraid of heights. Yeah.
Babe, of course you can.
Quit being such a wuss, Beavis.
No, I really can't. I'm petrified. I'm like shaking.
Yes, Becky. That's what we call survival instinct. You're gonna have to hard push against that if you want to poke that tiger, as Hunter so delicately puts it.
You want to kick fear in the dick or not?
Yeah, Becky, can't you see? That cold sweat and trembling you're feeling is trying to make you not climb this decommissioned 2,000-foot death pole. Fight back, Becky. You go and whack that tiger with your tree branch. And thus they start climbing the tower.
Remember, only look up.
Okay. Don't look down. Don't look down. Whoa. Well, that's a long ways.
Why?
Why are we doing this?
I was gonna ask that. Well,
because you need to face your fear.
Right. Okay.
No.
You can do it, Beavis. I believe in you.
And as you can imagine, it immediately begins falling apart as soon as they start up it.
So even if I was dumb to climb this tower, up to that point right here, where it starts falling apart, I'm done, bye.
Yeah.
It's like they step on the ladder and the very first rung just immediately falls off. It's like, I'm not doing this, Hunter.
Well, let's go home. This was a fun trip.
But snapping rungs and rusted out support beams aren't going to stop our daring heroines as they continue climbing up to the point where the ladder stops being protected by a cage for some reason.
Oh, it sure is windy up here.
I would not be having a good time right now, man. I'm just saying.
At this point, hang on a minute. Did it just become windy at this point, or was it just windy before she...
I guess
it's only windy at the top.
I guess
there was
the
a light.
cage was blocking the wind.
even though there were gaps.
It's got a wind protective cage.
Yeah.
It's like when they were climbing up the ladder initially in the cage, it was like a light breeze. Now they're here, and it's like...
70-mile-per-hour winds just above the top of the ladder.
Yeah, just so the film can add more to the tension of this climb.
Yes.
It's like, oh, they're out of the cage now, so now we'll have strong winds that could blow them off at any moment.
Not exactly sure why they did that. That seems like a bit of a design flaw. All right, men, so here's how we're going to build our TV tower. So basically, every now and then, people are going to need to climb this thing to do maintenance on it. So we're going to put a protective cage around the ladder. Except for the last 200 feet to the top. Why are we doing it like that? I don't know, so the radio signals can get out of the TV dishes or something. Oh yeah, about those dishes. Yeah, we're gonna put those in front of the ladder. Why? Oh, I'm sorry. I took my theoretical conversation between these architects a bit too far, because clearly the question of why was not presented, or else someone else might have thought that it was a bit of a horrible idea to put the television dishes right in front of the ladder so that they block any maintenance workers who need to climb past it when they're 2,000 feet in the sky. Why did they build the satellite dish over the ladder? Like, this is something that people would have to climb every now and then, right? Like, they just have, like, a giant obstacle in the way.
That's why there's a ladder.
Like, my God, Beavis and Butthead aren't just climbing this thing right now. They're the ones who designed it.
Yeah, you can see the episode.
Beavis and Butthead are not getting off the top of that. Like,
well, Beavis is the fast way, and Butthead's just gonna sit up there and starve to death.
oh,
can see the whole episode.
Yeah, same.
It's better than this. It's much better than this.
If I let you go back now, fear wins.
Also, conquering your fears
You
only
have
makes
to
sense
face
when
your
your
fears.
fear is something, you know, unreasonable that is preventing you from living a normal and productive and healthy life. A fear of climbing up a really big thing for no fucking reason. That's a good fear to have. You're supposed to have that fear.
I know it keeps me awake at night. I think, wow, if only I could climb up a fucking pole that's like 2,000 feet up. But it's a bit like being like, why are you so afraid? Just put this gun to your head and pull the trigger.
Yeah, if I stop standing in oncoming traffic,
not have
he
a way.
wins.
Have you not played Frogger?
Also, I just want to put out there how much Hunter actually sucks in this situation. Becky is clearly having a horrible, horrible time, and Hunter's just sitting there going, nah, just climb around the dishes, it'll be great, before she proceeds to start shaking the ladder like a dunce.
Stop, you dick, Hunter!
Also, her friend is like just such an asshole. Her friend is like left her to have a panic attack. It's so cute up here, I'm just leave me alone. I have a better. It's so cute up here.
Yep, that's exactly what she said.
That was a necessary shot that we had to spend CGI on.
Yeah.
Because you couldn't
Well,
just
it just
drop.
shows how high they are, Tom, and the rate of falling.
I mean, you couldn't just drop like a
It's
real
foreshadowing.
Like, imagine like how much funnier it would have been if she was just like holding on for dear life, and it just shows like a whole bunch of nuts and bolts falling from above her.
Yeah. all of them falling on her head, like ow.
Yeah, Hunter's up there like, yeah, whoa!
Yeah, woo! Shaking the tower.
And finally, after thoroughly ensuring that they've eradicated any of the ladder's remaining durability, Becky and Hunter make it to the top of the tower.
And at the top of the towers is where the wizard lives. So the guy already up here.
Whatever you gals.
He lives up in that little red light at the top.
Yeah, whatever you gals do, don't go to the top of the tower. That's where the wizard lives. Legends say he still stalks it at night.
And they get to the top, and he's like, I was expecting you. Welcome to my kingdom.
Welcome to my lair.
Bring any snacks?
Yeah. You got any water? I'm thirsty. Jesus, it is goddamn hot out here. Goddamn.
No, sorry, we drank it all on the way up here.
Do you girls happen to have a single bottle of water for me to share with you?
And, yeah, I have to say, I would not be having a good time right now.
Hey, you can feel it swaying.
As Hunter's standing there saying, isn't this great? Look at all the nothing that's stretching out for miles. Meanwhile, I'd be having my 17th heart attack of the hour and would likely be incapable of any coherent speech or voluntary motor function. But yeah, great, Hunter. Sure, I'm glad we're up here. Whenever you're ready, I'd like to remove the pulsating darkness from my vision that started around the 500-foot mark. Hunter? No, Hunter, what are you doing? This is a good idea.
Yeah, this bitch is like freaking me out a little bit.
Right?
God.
Like, this is,
I would give anything for to have
that's probably the only thing in this movie that's worked for me was that shot there.
Like, just like my hands are getting sweaty just watching these people sitting here trying to kill each other.
Okay, now the ultimate Vex. Your turn. What? No. Do you want to kick Fear in the dick or not? No. The old Becky would have done it.
I don't care.
Well, old Becky was retarded. New Becky's also retarded. I'm up here.
Yeah.
Look at this like classic manipulation peer pressure.
Come on, everybody's doing it.
All the cool kids hang off the top of the cell phone towers.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, I've got you. I've got you.
Long live the king.
All right, enough.
You know what the cool kids
Long
aren't doing?
live
Falling
the
to the Christian
Dan.
death.
Long live the clickbait.
Fine.
Scar, brother, help me.
Now let's go and say, look, Ma, no hands.
No! No! Ah!
So, after a few minutes of the two standing up there going, yep, there sure is a lot of nothing up here, they finally decide to begin the arduous task of climbing back down the tower. Except, wouldn't you know it, turns out that climbing a rusty and unmaintained ladder that was already basically falling apart on your way up may result in some unforeseen circumstances. Thankfully, Hunter here is Superman, because as Becky is unsurprisingly plummeting to her death, this happens. Now, I don't know about you, but I doubt that.
Her hand would be hurting right now.
America, fuck yeah.
She would have slipped, Will.
No.
She would have slipped.
No.
As soon as there was tension from that fall, she would have just slipped.
Also, the impact
would have surprised her. She wouldn't.
What we have here is a classic Chris Pratt wrestling a Parasaurolophus to the ground moment. And what I mean by that is that Hunter should have lost one of two things here. One of which being her grip, because, you know, there's no way that she grabbed that and held onto it. Or B, the proper bone alignment of her arm. Because again, there's no way in hell that she grabbed that damn thing and held onto it. But sure, I like playing pretend too. I'll give you that, movie. I've clearly eaten my words on saying that merely tying a rope to each other is the only safety practice you need to enact. So now we have a problem. The ladder doesn't exist anymore. However, with that kind of upper body strength that Hunter just showcased, they could probably just do the Mulan thing in reverse and be okay.
That ladder hit the ground really quick.
Bitch, you were so strong that you one-handed grabbed a pole to save your friend, your whatever, let's say 30-pound friend from fucking falling.
There's tense music now, Dan. This is different.
Yeah.
You had pulled her up with one hand when she was hanging off the ledge, and now you can't pull her back up with your legs and your arms and your back and everything.
No.
She has no extra stamina.
There she goes, muscle woman.
Yeah, she used up all her stamina.
This should have been effortless at that rate.
Reasons.
But I guess we'll keep the suspense going since we're only 40 minutes in. Well, you know, keep it going in that we'll start it once Hunter and Becky actually realize what just happened, because for some reason they don't until they try to climb down again.
Ladder. It's gone.
Sure is.
Yup. How'd they just now realize?
Right?
I don't have a signal.
I believe you.
What do you mean you don't signal? You're so high.
For those who don't know,
What do you mean you're too?
What did she
I'm
just
sorry.
say?
Can anyone like
high?
like
There's no
they're too high. Because they're closer to satellites.
For those who
Too
don't
high.
know,
Too high.
Yeah, there you go. Hold it up higher. That's clearly the issue. But let's take a moment to regroup, shall we? So basically, we're stuck up here. We have limited supplies, and none of them will really help us, because we didn't plan for this for some stupid reason, and what little supplies we did have are in the backpack that fell. But thankfully, it was caught by the TV dish, so that can be a plot point for later. Our one water bottle is down there.
Yeah, with our one
Did
backpack.
they lose their water?
Yeah, it's in the bag.
Yeah, it's so stupid. You could have kept it, and the stakes would have been the same.
Right. Oh yeah, nobody knows we're up here. Because we didn't tell anyone. So isn't that delightful?
I do not believe that a professional mountain climber would have freak out aside. I think once they could realize that they could fucking climb down that thing. Like there are footholds the entire way. There's nowhere that I can get a foothold. And if only I had this rope that I could lower you down to a foothold, and then we could lower each other down.
Don't worry though. I've heard that these women are very intelligent, so I'm sure they'll have some real bangers for their attempts at getting down. Attempt 1 involves assuming that people heard the ladder falling. Shockingly, this doesn't happen, but I won't pretend to not understand the cope. Hunter assures Becky that multiple 911 calls will undoubtedly be made because of that.
Do you really think someone's coming?
No.
We told no one we're coming up here. We are doomed.
The old black diner lady knows.
Yeah.
This is enough to mildly calm the storm of panic as the two begin their patient wait for the authorities to come rescue them. Additionally, we establish an injury that Becky sustained on her fall, giving us a nifty little time limit before infection sets in. As the movie goes on, we're treated to multiple attempts to draw the attention of someone who can help them get down. Worth noting briefly, but needlessly pedantic if given a full breakdown. These attempts include trying to get signals back on their phones, stuffing their phones into a shoe and dropping it off the tower in the hopes that it will reacquire service and send out a message for help.
Can you message emergency services? I don't think so.
What do you mean? Think so? You don't think you can message emergency services?
But I have over 60,000 followers. Okay.
You're making an Instagram post about how you're stuck on a tower. You fuck. You dumb fuck. You deserve to die.
Wait, hold on. We know there's a signal at the base for sure. What if we just drop your phone?
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, do that.
What do you mean? What if you just drop the phone? It'll be fine. Oh yeah, put it.
What if we post
Oh yeah, put it in this rusty old box. Your shoe?
I would lose.
It'll fall out of your shoe 100 feet down.
They're converse. They won't do shit.
No, that's terrible.
This is a terrible plan. This is a terrible plan. You're fucking
You're getting rid of your foot protection.
They're getting rid of your. Well, they're getting rid of the phone.
Here goes nothing.
Oh, look at that shot. See, that's real.
I want to see the shoe flip upside down and everything fall out of it.
Yeah.
It's fucking retarded.
Like a fucking bra just
tie
like
your
flies
shirt
out.
around the shoe, so that when it hits the ground, everything doesn't explode out of it.
Well, what would have been great is if like the push-up bra popped out and turned into a parachute, and then it made the shoe slowly descend.
Yeah.
And trying to get the attention of two dudes in a nearby RV. They end up stealing Hunter's car instead.
Hey, help us! Here!
Look, I sent you the check, man.
Well, looks like I forgot to put this ladder in the shed.
Old man.
That's a whoopsie daisy.
Hey, old guy, get us down from here. Help.
There we go.
Look up, dumbass. Like, help. Help or something.
Now, I'm not going to be unreasonable here. You definitely just got stupidly unlucky with that last one. However, I would say that a bit more thought could have been given to the shoe plan here. I mean, fair enough, you stuffed a sock and a bra in there, but lest we forget that Hunter here is rocking an iPhone that's probably already cracked from her looking at it too hard. I, for one, would also opt for tying something around the shoe to prevent everything from flying out, but you know, Becky and Hunter don't seem to think that that's necessary. Tying the shoelaces around the top, wrapping it in a shirt. We're in a survival situation here, guys. We can afford to be excessive. Hell, later on through the movie, you use the rope to go down and fetch the backpack. Put the shoe in there before you drop it. But that was a last resort! These are professional mountain climbers with 50 feet of rope and a safety harness. You mean to tell me that they can't figure out how to descend 55 feet down a pole that's quite literally lined with protection points?
There's nothing on the pole I can get a good foothold on.
Oh no! No foothole. Now we just have to use the gusset plates that the ladder was connected to. Oh yeah, that's right. Because ladders don't just hover over the things you're meant to climb. They have to be connected somehow. Weird how that works. Hell, a gusset plate is probably what Becky cut her leg on. Oh yeah, look at that. A convenient gap large enough to fit a rope or metal clip through.
I'll be damned.
Why aren't we just climbing down this thing again?
I can't help but feel that you could wrap that rope around
the
and
tower.
then you slowly lower yourself down to the little individual hand points.
Because
they're attached everywhere. They were all bolted, and all those things are still fucking there.
And the thing is like they still have the internal ladder, which is only 200 feet down, so they could easily just like slide downward
And for some reason, those weren't put back in the backpack when they were going to.
Oh, what's she noticing, Dan?
Oh,
what is that?
Oh, it's a demonic tattoo. She's the wizard. She's the wizard all along.
As the night wears on, Becky and Hunter proceed to not use the rope and harness they have to tie themselves to the tower, and in doing so, makes it so that they have to stay awake the whole night.
Okay. Have they tied themselves
to each other? Yes.
Yeah, to each other.
Go on.
And this is the point where Becky decides to give us the revelation that Dan said 143 instead of I love you for some reason. To the undoubted shock of everyone, turns out Hunter was having an affair with Dan. This is something they go on about for quite some time, and truth be told, I really don't want to go over it. So excuse me while I go hide for a moment.
Dan could never say the words I love you. 143.
Uh-huh. That was Dan's lucky number.
Listen.
How long?
4 months. It was a huge mistake.
And it was a huge mistake.
It was a huge mistake. It was a
yeah, I did. Yeah, I only realized 4 months later. It was a huge mistake.
I was gonna say a huge mistake is you did it once, isn't it? Not like it was a huge mistake I kept doing over and over again.
It was a one-time thing for 4 months.
Yeah.
And I regret that.
4 months.
It's an incident I will not repeat. Unless I do fall victim to temptation in that moment, that 4 months might happen again.
Yeah.
I better not be drinking at any time, because 4 months could just kick back up at any time.
He listened to me. He was just different than every other douchebag that I'd ever dated. And
He's a good listener, so I had an affair.
Okay.
You don't understand.
No. So like it hit you like a ton of bricks after 4 months. Okay.
And it's still one of those things where it's like after all is said and done, she still got 143 tattooed on her ankle. That way her friend can find out about it at some point.
Yeah.
I better leave evidence of this affair on my skin.
Yep.
Yeah.
Forever.
I am so sorry.
For sleeping with my husband or me finding out about it.
For falling in love with the same guy.
He could never say the words "I love you," but he could say the words 143, which is apparently code for "I love you." And then her friend got that tattooed on her fucking ankle. I need you to think about it for a second, Dan, and realize how fucking stupid all of that is.
Yeah, it is. It's completely stupid. And that's
No,
what
but it is.
To get tired.
No, I don't think you realize it's more stupid than you think it is.
It's pretty dumb.
It's even more. It is. We agree that it's stupid. I just want you to try and come to the realization that it's more stupid than you think it actually is.
No, I get it.
I don't think you do. I think you're very too casual.
Yeah, you're
it's
way
really
too casual about how
dumb.
retarded this is, Dan.
It's really retarded.
Just think of how stupid you think it is, and it's more than
then double
it. It's too stupid for my brain to comprehend exactly how stupid it is.
No, I know, but I'm just trying to get your brain
on the IQ ladder to just grasp.
No, I'm just trying to
this actually.
I'm just trying to get your brain to understand. Bring it up to my level.
I can't bring it that low, Tom.
Try, damn it.
That done, it's time to actually go get the backpack finally. Because, oh yeah, we have all of this rope and climbing gear, and this really isn't that difficult to someone who was free climbing a sheer rock face at the beginning of the movie.
Wait a minute, is that a tattoo of a tiger? Dan's favorite animal was a tiger. The tiger meant he was hungry. Did these people go out to lunch together?
Dan could never say he was hungry, and so he would show me a picture of a tiger.
He would just tell me the code 547.
And once you get to the dish, you can realize to yourself, oh yeah, I can just climb down the rest of the way, because this tower is still littered with all of the anchors that were holding the ladder to it. And at that point, it's only 150 feet until you get back to the internal ladder, which is still completely intact. Oh yeah, this is actually super easy for someone who does this on a regular basis. Are we going to do that, though? Do you think that that's going to be the plan? No, of course not. Hunter's going to tie the rope off at the top and proceed to drop the other end away from the dish, meaning that she won't be able to reach it without jumping.
Maybe you'll get lucky and I'll fall.
Great friend. Anyway, yes, that's what's going to happen to you because you're doing this like an idiot. No, it's because I want to use the top part of the ladder. Why does it matter? You're on a rope. You're obviously descending past the ladder anyway. Why wouldn't you line the rope up to the dish that has the backpack on it?
Come back up, we'll attach it lower.
Oh, brilliant. So you're telling me that you have more rope that you just aren't using. That sounds pretty par for the course. Let me give you more rope so that you can actually reach the stupid backpack. No, you're good, Becky. I'm just gonna unhook the harness real quick.
If I unhook the safety... Oh my god, what are you doing?
Oh my gosh, she did it! Oh my fucking god, wow.
Just like me, for real.
Wow.
Remember how hilariously well that worked out for Dan? Well, Hunter sure doesn't. Well, I could just take the extra couple minutes to make sure I do this in a guaranteed safe way, or I could just not. For literally no reason. Hold on, let me do the exact same thing that killed Dan at the beginning of the movie, because metaphorical storytelling or something. Or I don't know, I feel bad for being part of the affair, so I'm doing this unsafely, I guess.
I was wrong. I was so wrong. But it's okay.
Yeah.
There's weld holds all over this thing, and I can just grab it because I'm a mountain climber. And it's essentially a fucking perch.
Yeah.
There you go.
Now what? Now what?
Okay.
Now what are you gonna do?
Look, the
What are
ladder.
you going
Look,
to
the ladder. The ladder. The ladder. The ladder.
No, see,
There's the ladder.
they're closer to the ground now, so now they can jump.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sharp, hard movements.
Yeah,
that's
the ticket.
Yep.
You gotta take the metal by surprise. That's a lot closer. What? You suck.
Damn, it sure does suck that rope is so far away. Sure is too bad there's literally nothing we could do about that.
Well, pull the rope up, attach some other shit to it, and swing it over to her, stupid. Just fucking
Yeah, right? Like, you could
swing
move
the rope over to her, dumbass. What do you mean? How's she gonna get the rope? Pick it up and pull it over there on that side of the fucking pole.
Yeah, you could move the rope.
Look.
Becky.
Oh, it's on the other side of the pole. I guess you're fucked.
I don't know what we're gonna do.
Try and jump for
Humpty
it.
Dumpty sat on a wall.
She could actually just move the rope a little bit and Hunter could reach it.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. She
Round
doesn't
the other
offer her
side.
any help at all.
Nope.
The rope's tied up there, stupid. Grab it and drag it over to her.
No, impossible.
You're just standing there saying, get the rope, bitch. Jump for it.
But fear not, because she's back on the rope, meaning that she can clip herself back onto the harness and be okay. Needless to say, she doesn't do that. Yeah, there you go. Have this maybe 150-pound woman who hasn't drank or eaten anything for over a day pull you up the rope. I believe this. Don't have her pull the backpack up first or anything. Don't have her move the rope at all, actually. Don't clip back onto the harness. Don't attach yourself to any of the metal sticking out of the tower. No. That's clearly the way to do it. Oh, wow. I didn't see that coming. If only either of you would have put a single thought into this plan, this could have worked out a little differently. But fear not, because now we have Hallucination Hunter to swoop in and... Oh, no, sorry. I mean, Hunter totally grabbed onto the bag and saved herself. Yeah, she's fine, don't worry.
Becky! I landed on the bag!
Shut the fuck up. No, you did not.
Right,
I'm
by the
gonna
way,
see. She's dead.
I was gonna say, I'm assuming that I was literally about to say the same thing, Shammy. I was gonna say, so she died there, and this is her. And
It's her spirit.
Yeah.
No, it's just her like hallucinating or something. I don't fucking know.
Yeah.
Nah, it's fine, guys. She's fine. It's okay. She totally caught that rope. And then Becky pulled her up on her own. Yeah, no, don't worry. We're good.
I thought you died there.
I did.
Yeah.
We should ration it.
Good thinking, Becky's absolutely still alive best friend. You should definitely not drink any more water for the remainder of the film. That's some conservation right there. So anyway, backpack time. We have a drone now. That could be useful.
Help. Stuck on top of B67 tower. Call 911.
He put a date. He put a date.
Despite the fact that it's Hunter's, Becky's the one who ends up controlling it, because, you know, no reason. Until it becomes clear that they don't have enough battery life to actually get back to the diner and seek someone out.
Maybe just turn it off, and once it's rested, it'll have more juice.
What?
What?
Like I said, though, her friend's dead, though, so that's her hallucinating.
What? Well, I hear that turning it off and on again is the solution to many tech problems, such as having no fucking power.
Thankfully, it doesn't take too long for Becky to remember the fire hazard that Hunter showed her earlier in the movie, meaning that technically the drone can be charged should it be connected to the light socket at the top of the pole.
Yes, that setup at the scene we had a few hours ago to set up this.
This is the payoff, Emily.
This is the payoff to that scene, Emily.
Despite the fact that Becky has a leg that's about to fall off, she ends up being the one who ultimately climbs the pole, because, you know, just cuz, and ends up succeeding in getting the drone to charge.
Is it like okay? It smells, but it doesn't hurt anymore. It's fine.
It smells, but it doesn't hurt anymore. All right, that's
a good sign.
Yeah, that means it's healing.
Yeah, it's the healing smell.
Yeah.
Right. It's just a regular light bulb that everybody can see from fucking space. It's just a 60-watt bulb up there.
And this is the point where the vultures decide to come in and start being the bad guys. I've neglected talking about them so far, but they have been ever present since the duo originally arrived. And Totally Real, Not Hallucination Hunter has been telling Becky that she needs to stay awake as they can smell her leg. But apparently that doesn't matter anymore, because these vultures are evil, and they promptly begin attacking Becky while she's charging the drone. I'm not sure if this needs to be said, but vultures don't do that. Are you kidding me? These things are so horribly timid. The only thing that they can do in a defensive or offensive manner is to throw up at you. Their entire existence is reliant on you dying by other means. They're not going to dive bomb someone who clearly still has enough strength to swat at them. Unless this thing is desperate and hasn't eaten in days, but you know, I have this really weird feeling that that isn't the case. I don't know, I'm not really sure where it's coming from. But it's okay, because they immediately stop attacking her as soon as she drops the backpack and Hunter does absolutely nothing to try and catch it. And, okay, I'll crack a little here. I'll stop being an asshole long enough to give you a point for this one movie. Because as Becky climbs down, she immediately says,
Why didn't you catch the bag?
And I'll give you that one. It's an obvious question, sure, but I'll give a point for the double meaning behind it. Because anyone who somehow hasn't figured out what's going on at this point is going to say, yeah, why didn't she catch the bag? I'm marking that down as a problem on my clipboard. While everyone else is sitting there going, yes, coming to terms with it. Yep, I get it.
Because she's dead.
Hang on, did you hear that? Why didn't you catch the bag? It's because she's dead.
She's dead.
I'm not going to say that it's a chillingly dark line that has retrospective meaning behind it, but I can at least see what you were going for here. You've acquired a depth slightly beyond most of the other movies I watch, so I don't know, who knows? Maybe I'm even being too generous about this. Don't worry, we'll make up for it now. Becky immediately flies the drone into a semi.
Oh man. What's gonna happen?
Oh jeez.
It's gonna get hit by a semi truck.
It's gonna get hit by a truck, yeah. It's gonna get
hit by a truck.
Drive into those guys.
Oh no! Oh, come on! Come on!
Fucking
really
Come on a little higher, Emily.
Yeah.
Oh no! The
Oh, it's a
truck!
sneaky semi again.
Yeah, nowhere.
Always look both ways when you're crossing the street.
Funny
kids.
how the drone didn't see it for miles as you were flying it down towards the road.
Right.
So, you know, congratulations on that. You have an aerial view of multiple square miles, and you somehow didn't see a semi-truck driving past the building you were trying to fly to. Regardless, we're actually inching towards the end here, and as of now, we've exhausted most of the points I wanted to make for this film. Because in reality, this isn't a Slender Man or a Jurassic World Dominion where the entire fabric of reality is disintegrating and I have to try and hold it together. Most of the actual story flows fairly consistently, and the consequences of the characters' actions are reflected quite realistically, barring a couple outliers that I mentioned. In the end, this video is more of a critique on the intense stupidity of these two people rather than of the story itself. The story's fine. Everything happened pretty much in a realistic setting. You two are just complete morons and placed yourself into this situation. And also, I keep seeing things about this movie where people say that Becky and Hunter were really smart and did everything that they could have. And they're wrong. And I'm going to grumble about it, goddammit.
Oh, look, there it is. Look at us stalking her. I see you.
Are you dead yet?
No.
It is I, the Wizard of the Tower.
Is that a storm? I can't survive another night.
True, especially if you're getting ready to go through a lightning storm. Gigantic metal rod. You're about to have a bad time. With no shoes.
It is I, the Vulture Wizard of the Radio Tower.
Oh yeah, Hunter's dead, by the way. She didn't actually catch the bag. She fell and hit the TV dish. Yeah, I know, I was pretty surprised too. The reveal's not too bad though, I guess. Little cheesy on the execution merely because of how Hunter turns her head and says, "I'm down there, Becky, don't you remember?"
Let's send another message. I can pad this out better this time.
I can't.
Why?
It's not up here, is it?
What?
It's down there.
It's on your foot.
Down there. Remember?
Oh, she's hallucinating.
She's not here.
Oh.
She's
Oh, no.
down there.
Oh no, the buzzards are casting spells on her.
Yeah, she's under the spell of the wizard right now.
She can't give her the shoe, Dan, because why not, Dan? Why not?
Oh,
She
no.
bled out. She fell.
Oh, she's not even alive.
Oh no.
But it's fine. This is really the main point where Becky's actress gets to show off the acting abilities, and I think she did pretty good. But regardless, we're pretty much at the end here, and a conclusion is within sight. I could continue to recap the movie with my commentary, but I feel it would be shallow given I don't really have much to break down going forward. So in the interest of finality and preventing myself from being even more long-winded, I will let the crew close us out today. See you on the other side for some closing words.
Oh no.
Oh my god.
Lady
Jeffrey Dean Morgan.
Jeffrey Dean Morgan, he knew. He knew.
He was right about Dan, even though he didn't. If he had suspicions that he was cheating, he would have probably told me. But he was right about him all along. I didn't listen.
Oh my god.
Blah, 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 blah.
He was sneaking all this time.
I love you.
Oh, did the lightning strike just near her up there with nothing else around?
Yeah.
It didn't get her?
Yeah, it struck next to her, but she was okay.
Yeah.
Here we see the buzzard wizards stalking their prey.
You know,
Can I eat you? Yeah. Just looked like literally like those are looking at her like, Can I eat you? Is that all right? Is that good?
Well, I'm
You
gonna
good?
I'm gonna eat you if that's okay.
All right.
All right.
Well, if you don't say anything, I'm just gonna assume it's a yes.
And she just bites him back.
Oh look, Dan, look.
You could have just said no.
Get out! No, stop it! Ah, shit! I love how the buzzard knew to attack the wound.
Yeah, I love how the buzzard fucking shanked her.
Yeah.
He fucking had the sound effect in like everything of a shake. I was just kidding about eating the wizard meat, but all right, let's do it.
She didn't have the strength to pull her friend up on the rope, but she has the strength to beat a fucking buzzard to death.
Yeah, that's fucking flying all over this 3 parameter platform.
Yeah. Well, she beat it so hard that its brain splattered all over her. That's how hard she exploded.
Yeah.
That's how hard she beats it.
Oh boy. Raw vulture. This is gonna taste great.
Do what you gotta do.
Gotta do what you gotta do.
I love the raw animal that eats carrion.
Oh man,
this won't go poorly at all.
Like there's like
diarrhea at the top of the world. Puking off one side of the tower, shitting off the other.
I can't even imagine how awful that must have tasted. Like,
dude, fucking poison.
Yeah.
I think
oh, they're actually she's actually clipping it to the ladder for once.
Oh my god.
They're following a safety procedure. That's incredible.
And after fucking 6 days, they're finally decide, oh, I can climb down this.
She's doing it. Trying for music.
What the fuck
She's doing
is going on?
She's doing it, Dan.
She's doing it. Dan.
She's doing what?
She's doing it.
Something that she should have did as soon as the ladder fell?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. Alright.
Yeah. Let me. Hey. Get out of here.
I'm hungry.
Get your own.
You saw what I just did to your friend, right?
What, you want to go? Come on. I'm out of here. Fuck you. I love how the vultures have more character than the human characters.
Yeah.
Just their expressions, like looking up, like, "Hey, what you doing here?" They're just gonna do the exact same
What
plan.
the fuck? Yeah, it worked so good the first time.
Yeah, so this time it works because there's triumphant music.
And with less padding.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry, but I really have to make sure this gets through.
Oh, that's gonna be so fun.
Oh my god.
It's not gonna work.
No.
Oh my god, that's gonna be so fucking fun.
Wow. That is so foul.
That's
and unnecessary. And I'm free.
No, but it's funny though. Oh my god, those TikTok videos. Like,
I don't want to fall! Ow! Grow up, Beavis. No! Everything isn't always about you.
Oh no! Only now is it ricketing.
Yeah, now that there's less weight on it.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Logical.
Oh, she's dead.
No, don't know, Dan. It's a subversion.
It was a happy ending after all.
Yeah, the bitch died.
I have super trauma now.
Yeah. I'm on a pebble right now, and I can tell.
Now I have emotion.
I'm gonna be okay. I don't think that's.
Yeah, I don't think that's true.
I don't think you're gonna be okay. I don't think you're gonna be okay.
Dad, quick, get me out of here. Let's go to the bar.
I fixed my one trauma, but now I have something much worse.
Yeah, I'm going back to the bar now.
Life is fleeting.
Yep, especially if you do retarded things.
And that shit.
That shit.
Oh yeah, these are quotes of
true wisdom.
Yeah.
Of inspiration. Yeah.
Life,
for sure.
life is too short. You gotta fucking climb a radio tower.
And
Die.
shit. You gotta like climb a radio tower and shit because otherwise shit is really fucked up in life.
Now, hear me out here. I know the bar isn't exactly set very high, but I'd be pretty confident in saying that Fall is probably the best movie I've reviewed on the channel so far, and in part, I believe it owes that to how well it's able to maintain that mild sense of unease and tension throughout. Again, I promise I don't actually have a fear of heights, guys, but my god, this movie was uncomfortable to sit through the first and second times around. Even now, some of the shots from the film still occasionally give me that slight tightening in the stomach. Credit where credit's due. Although it can be a little annoying at times, the filmmakers really drove the point home. These two are really high up. Look, this one's hanging off of the edge. Like an idiot. It also helps that all of this is actually real. The filmmakers did actually go through the trouble of building a tower and putting the actresses on it, which is pretty cool. All of the stunts were done by them, and they actually were 100 or so feet in the air. So a couple of those screams were probably not them acting. So kudos on that front. You used practical effects and then didn't turn around and use it as your main marketing tactic. Congratulations, you've already beat out Alien Romulus. And given the fact that both of their characters are stuck here for pretty much the entire movie, I will say that the writers and editors did a fairly decent job of keeping the pacing at an adequate level. There weren't really very many scenes that I thought dragged out for too long, except for the I was having an affair scene, but I'm not sure that could have been any length of time that I would have deemed acceptable. It's such a strange contrast to other movies that aren't handed the same kind of restriction that Fall has, where I'm left contemplating putting the film on 2x speed so that I can get to the jump scare that the character is crawling across the planet towards. And that's it. I really have no negative things to say about the setting, pacing, production, overall storytelling. It's all good. It's fine. Your characters, though, yeah. Hunter is a terrible, terrible friend. I'm not sure if the movie wanted us to forgive her for her transgressions, but I'm not. You are quite literally the worst, Hunter. You dragged your traumatized, grieving friend up a tower that she didn't want to climb so that you could spread the ashes of her husband that you had an affair with, and then proceeded to act all sad face when it came out. To top it off, your last words to her were, "Maybe you'll get lucky and I'll fall."
I am so sorry.
I'm so sorry I got caught, Becky, even though I could have taken off the shoe that didn't have the affair evidence underneath it, but Keep in mind that this is on top of you peer pressuring her to climb this thing, despite her making it clear multiple times that she doesn't want to.
And then, once
lady, you appear to be very gullible.
once she gets the backpack
She
with the
is.
drone, or
Becky is very gullible and a pushover, easily talked into doing things she doesn't want to do.
Shaking the ladder to try and scare her, and then forcing her to hang off of it once you finally drag her to the top. You are, in fact, worst best friend. And you should feel bad. Also, this movie's getting a sequel. How's that for amazing? I'm assuming it's going to be following different characters, because, I don't know if Becky's ever going to feel comfortable not hugging the ground ever again, but, we can always hope.
She ain't ever fucking living in anything beyond a one-bedroom apartment from here on out. One-bedroom house, maybe. One floor, excuse me.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
One floor apartments or houses only.
It's like, sorry, I don't do stairs anymore.
That entryway is a little too steep. I can't.
So they'll just wait for one of the vultures to fly by, and they'll just grab onto their leg
Yes.
as it's going by.
like the eagles, like the eagles in Mordor. Yeah.
I got an idea, guys. Let's dump our wild water out and make a message in a bottle.
What you had to do was pee on the ground, and then it would make a puddle, and then you jump off the tower and land in the puddle.
To bring 2,000 feet worth of rope, and then they could just tie it off at the top and then just climb down off of the rope.
Yeah. Like a fireman.
Yeah.
Sliding down the pole, yeah.
No. What you do is you see a passing airplane, you take the rope and you lasso onto the plane.
All right, here's what we do. We start pulling our hair out and we make a rope.
It's brilliant.
No, it's fine. They can use the flare gun. They jump off, right? And then, like, just as they're about to hit the floor, they fire the flare gun into the ground. and it will kill the momentum.
Yeah. Yep.
Like, the recoil of the flare gun will, like, shoot them up a bit, and it will kill the momentum, and they'll land safely.
So here's the thing. Here's what they do. They get down to where the backpack is. They push the backpack off, and then both of them stand on it while it's falling, and right at the last second, they jump off of the backpack.
Yes.
My God, you're a genius.
I got an idea. Call 911 and then drop the phone. And we'll yell down to it.
Yeah. See, jump off, grab the backpack, take the drone out, get the drone going, and then have the drone catch you before you hit the ground.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that stupid fucking drone.
It's like this, so they're tied to each other. So what if they one of them holds onto the tower like a bear hugging a tree, and then they just alternate between dropping and then...
No, wait.
Yes.
No, guys.
Okay, I got a new idea. We're gonna take it apart piece by piece until we reach the bottom. We're gonna completely dismantle it.
All right, Becky, hear me out. We're gonna use our shirts as wingsuits, and we're gonna glide down.
Yeah.
Are we gonna be up here forever, Butthead?
I don't know.
Yeah, it's pretty cool, yeah.
The moon sucks.
It sure does, yeah.